Hi guys, so I thought I'd just check in on the energies after the full moon that we just had on the 13th. It was Friday the 13th when we had it. Full moon in Pisces, so what you've probably been experiencing for the feminines out there. Heightened emotions, snappy, almost like that time of the month kind of feel, doesn't take much to go around. For the masculine side, and this can relate to everyone individually because we carry both aspects. Sometimes, you know, we're out of balance and one comes through more than the other. However, so you can take these messages on as to your inner masculine and feminine, or vice versa if you're in a partnership. Okay, so the masculine aspect of self at the moment is really trying to break free from cycles and really focused on the career side and pushing yourself through, understanding what you're going through, where you're at, and really trying to make those changes at the moment. So the male aspects of ourselves at the moment is being more logic. Okay, and then we have the feminine side that does tend to come in and take over. Now, I'm not saying like, you know, feminine la-di-da-di. Feminine is more your spiritual side as well, more connected. So yes, our intuitions are high at the moment. However, your feminine side will also be very snappy. The tolerance levels aren't there as much at the moment. So if you're usually really good with patience, you probably don't have much at the moment. It's not taking much to go from one extreme to the other because of the full moon energies, plus where I'm not an astrologist, just where everything is sitting. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So you've probably got the two dynamics going on, one outweighing the other, unless you're really balanced, which we should start to feel that balancing energy coming in now that it's after the full moon, and it usually takes that 3-day transition. But then we've got like the next 2 weeks until the new moon for those new energies to come in. So it's always a transition, okay? So you'll see a lot of the readings will carry a lot of the aspects from full moon to new moon, because we're still in those energies. As we enter new moon energies, we're carrying out those full moon ones. Okay, so this one was a big one. It's more like whatever you were experiencing or going through, say 9 months ago, back at the start of not the year, roughly around 9 months ago, if you can remember back then. It's a closure to whatever pattern cycles you had going on then. So you would have noticed the last 9 months aspects of the same cycles coming in, going out, changing little bits and pieces, but the cycles never really fading out. So these new versions that we keep talking about can be born. This is where this one is a big one about anything that we hadn't dealt with personally would have been reflected some way to you. Triggers, emotional triggers at the moment, because it's about letting go, so that we can really bring in this newness. Okay, so the next 2 weeks expect to still probably be going through that, tying up those loose ends. Plus we just had the 9/9 portal, which is endings of cycles. So this is a big one. This is really a big one. All the energies actually carry about letting go these deep core issues that we thought were healed from not just 9 months ago, but 10 years ago. Okay, because we're in a new pattern now. We're trying to form these brand new patterns with the higher awareness of self. Okay, because we're new dimensional selves. Where you would see repeated cycles of like 10 years ago, where you were 10 years ago, you can see little things like that coming back into your life. You might have been a chef 10 years ago, hadn't done it. Okay, this is just an example. And then, I don't know, you've stepped back into the industry, probably maybe not exactly what you were doing, but you've stepped back into that industry. It's very career focused at the moment. Being in Pisces, that male aspect is very driven in career, finance, very sentimental, very focused on where you are going, what you want in life, being more clearer and more truthful. That's the key word I was missing. I just wasn't getting it. More truthful to yourself, calling your own bullshit, okay? And in that, it's about being gentle with yourself, but also to others at the moment, because in Pisces energy, especially when the feminine aspect of yourself is more heightened, and especially around the full moon, because we're more intuitive, it has that tendency to go from one extreme to the other. So like you're good, you're all calm, and then boiling point hits, and it's just like, wow. Okay, so just really watch that. It can happen without you even realizing. So just pay attention to when you're dealing with things and people and you're being triggered. Know that everyone is experiencing these energies at the moment. Okay, everyone has these happenings in life, and people are a little bit grouchier this one. Okay, it's not such an emotional full moon, it's more of a hitting core wounds that are bringing up maybe pain, anger, all those ego traits that don't serve us anymore. For these new versions that have been slowly being reborn, you know, every fortnight, another layer, we're dropping another layer of the old self as another layer of the new self comes in. Well, this one is our biggest release yet. Okay, and we'll go into a little bit more of that when the new moon energies come in, because this is where a lot would have been shedded, and we're going to really start seeing those results of that new version of ourselves that is small steps being reborn. It's a process, it's a constant process of death and rebirth. Okay, it's not just going to happen just because you're experiencing what feels like a internal death in order for a rebirth. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen again in 2 weeks time. There's always layers and layers. This one's just deeper on the core. Pisces being well, ultimately the closest sign to soul source connection. Okay, they're Cancerian and Pisces are very much par and par. Pisces carries a bit more of that fire energy. Okay, so, and not as emotional as the Cancer aspects, because they're your two heightened signs when it comes to connection with source. So we're right in those elements at the moment, because we've just not long come out of Cancer energies, and now we're embracing those Pisces ones. So it's more of like, yes, you're going to have those emotional moments, but they're going to come from a different space of, I know what I'm doing. I'm having this emotion, and that's good because I am shedding, I am healing, I am clearing. Whereas when it was in Cancer, it's more of a, I'm emotional, I'm feeling this, I am going through this, I want to make changes, but it's still a little bit small steps, because the crab likes to take its time and it gets comfy. Whereas Pisces like to, you know, swim through the ocean and fast. They want the change. They want it to happen now. There's the difference between the two. Okay, so you should be experiencing a lot of that. Also, people coming in and out of your life as cycles are breaking. I think it was about 2 full moons ago, we would have really shed some friendships and cycles there, and new ones would have come in. Now, I'm saying that at the moment, all that's good. Who's sort of left in your life is there for a reason, and who has left your life has gone for a reason. Okay, those that are still left and still might not seem what's happening, what's going on, you know, this next month, because I'm saying month to the next full moon, we've got the new moon in between, will really shed some clarity in these areas of why the soul contracts are still there and what's happening and what direction they're taking. But this is a very self time, guys. This is really focusing on self, and just let the rest work itself out. It's not time to push for anything. Career-wise, it's not time to change anything right now. It's time to work on aspects of bettering the self, ready for these new changes that are coming in or that you might want to take. I feel within the next month, this will make more sense. So when I do these videos, I do them with the energies that I feel on the new moons and full moons. I always mention where the moon's at. I'm not an astrologist. My readings just always seem to resonate with the energies because I'm doing collectiveness readings. These aren't personal. So I'm hitting the energies of where the planets are at without even really realizing it, okay? A lot of this comes in download form, and then I'll pull the cards, and the cards usually back it up. So we'll see what the cards have to say after all of that. Okay, yes, so first up straight away, we have the man holding the coin. So yes, career, very career aspect, your finances, your income. You might be reviewing those at the moment, looking at ways where you can tighten in the budget to save more money, okay? Or there could be a change in your pay, taking on extra hours. You're looking at other avenues to bring in a bit more money to fulfill this vision, this new vision quest that you are starting to see for yourself. The key here is to have patience, okay? Yes, we all feel the changes. Yes, we have new directions, and yes, we'd like to see ourselves where we dream, imagine, but these things do take time. It's small steps. So this is very much saying exactly what I was feeling in the energies. Really looking at finances at the moment, where we can improve, what needs to be paid off in order to close the book on certain things so that we can bring in these new things. Could be a new job offer. I'm feeling job offers definitely around at the moment, or if it's not a job offer, it's within the dynamics where you're already at a pay rise of some sort or something along those lines. Definitely finances being looked at, career being looked at the moment, and the energies are supporting the upgrades of yourself in order to fulfill what it is that you need to for this newness that's coming in those areas. Okay, so yes, strategy. It takes strategy and planning. All right, this isn't just a quick internal, well, it is. It's got to happen internally before it can be externally. So you've got to go through that internal change, but then you've got to apply. You've got to put these things into action. So the best thing you could be doing right now is writing a budget. Okay, it's funny how these two came out together. Writing a budget, writing your goals down, what you want to achieve in your savings. If you're looking at new contracts, what is it that you want to put towards the table? What is it that you want for yourself? You know, you don't ever be afraid to, if you're being offered something, to up it up a little. You know your worth. If you don't feel it's satisfying, well, then take the risk. Now you can take the risk. The energies are supporting. Just really make sure it's what you want. Really make sure it's what you want, because you're being tested at the moment too. Your strength, your inner strength is being tested at the moment. It's really you're being pushed to be brought out of your shell, because the universe knows that you're capable of more. The self is what doubts, okay? We doubt ourselves. Right now, things are being presented to you to bring you out of your comfort zone and push you more into the direction of where you need to be, okay? So you need to take on more of a leadership role, and it's being presented to you. Then just because you haven't done it for so long, or you're doubtful that you can, now is the time to really do that self-work and just see, because this will pay off. I'm feeling a month down the track, you'll be glad that you put in that self-work. Right now isn't about the change. Right now is about the self-work to make that change more permanent and being more authentically yourself, your higher self, of where you're supposed to be going, okay? We've also got I was just talking. Source energy, okay? Connection to divine. Heightened at the moment, as I was saying at the beginning, with the energies at the moment. This is saying supported. Trust your instincts at the moment, okay? Not the ego, not the mind, where the self-doubt comes in, because there's a lot of that going on at the moment. Be aware of the two difference, okay? Gut feeling, instinct, and that mind chatter are completely different things. You should be able to just discern when it's your mind overreacting and whether it's instinct coming in, okay? You'll feel it differently. And if it helps, confirmation on the left-hand side of your body is always source energy, okay? Your right is your human side. So when you're not clear and you want to know where it's coming from, ask the question, ask for clarification, and allow your body to feel a sensation on either side. That's your answer there, okay? So yes, envy as well. All right, so we've got a little bit of jealousy going on. I want to be this person can do it, but why can't I? And it's more of it's coming out in a jealous way rather than the self-reflect way of, okay, well, what can I change within me to get to that level so that that doesn't exist. So it's about standing in your own shadows and viewing, like you can see that color out there, everyone's enjoying it, but you're standing back in your own shadow and not really giving yourself a chance. And rather than doing the self work, we also have that potential to be a bit envious or jealous out of purely not willing to look at ourselves, okay? Because it's all about self. You got to be able to look at yourself, make those changes so that you become one with it, rather than standing back, viewing it, wishing you had it, and then doing nothing about it, and then reflecting that as a jealous way or an envious way, because energy is felt, all right? And we'll pull, oh God, this is the longest one I've done. It's been a while since I've done a video, so that's all right. And I don't usually pull as many or give as much information, but I'm going to try and keep up with these regular. My time frame is very limited to do these, and there we go. Conclusions are within reach. That's what I was saying. So we've got full moon eclipse. Here we go. And it's funny because we just had a full moon eclipse. So yeah, conclusions are within reach. All right, so you know, do the self work for the next couple of weeks. All right, work through those fears. Things are being presented to you right now. You can see them. Self-doubt's coming in. There's a lot of self-work to do in that next month, but within that next month, conclusions are within your reach. Clarity is going to come. You are going to be more of that version that you can feel being born within yourself. Those changes, those aspects that have started to change in these last few months with all the energies and all the eclipses, that you can see differences of you changing and heading in a different direction, but it's all a process. It has to happen layer by layer. And like I said, this is our biggest one. Clarity is on its way, okay? Direction of why these things are presenting themselves to you at this time, no matter whether you feel you've got it in you or not, because it's very career and money focused at the moment. Whether you feel you've got it in you or not, you're going to start seeing those changes if you're doing the work, and the clarity will come, okay? And we're just going to go one more of these, okay? And it's time for healing. Yes, every full moon, let go. It is time for healing. Every full moon coming up into the energies, it will bring up things that need healing, things that we are still carrying and need to let go. This is probably been in Pisces, the deepest one we've had. It's going to hit core roots from things that it could be 10 years ago that you didn't even know still existed inside you, but yet still plays a part in your patterns and cycles till this day. All right, you just weren't aware of it until clarity, until now, or in the weeks to come. All right, okay, so really going deeper. I'm not just talking the last 2 years. It's been a bit of a roller coaster with all these energies and the shift, the shift in consciousness. Okay, everything's happening at a faster rate and more rapid in these last few years. Now this is going back. I'm going back 10 years now. Okay, we're in a new cycle from a 10-year one as well. So this will be bringing up aspects of about that 10 years ago, which I said at the beginning of the video as well. Okay, so this just clarifies that more. The deeper you're willing to go with yourself, and the more truthful you're willing to be with yourself and call your own bullshit, because hey, if you can't, you're not really going to let anyone else, are you? So the best thing you can do is see your own bullshit, make those changes, acknowledge it, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, my bad. All right, I need to make some changes. And it's about not trying to make all those changes at once, but small and steady, making small, slight adjustments over this next month, and then look at where you'll be, like where you've come from, just within a short time frame of a month, because this next month is going to be epic turnaround. Okay, lots of change happening. These cycles are coming to an end. We are letting go. We are doing the healing, and even if you're not, you're being forced to. Things are going to push you in a corner, and they're going to hit you harder, because the universe is like, pay attention. You need to go within right now. This isn't about anything external of you, all right? Things are happening externally of you and reflecting exactly what you need looking at, okay? All right, we might leave it there, and I will try and jump on prior to the new moon and just touch base on where the energies are at in transition. And feel free to ask any questions, guys. Comment on this video. I will do a special video, say in a week's time, roughly a week's time to 2 weeks, and answer a couple of questions, and it will just be a video especially for that, based on these collectiveness readings. Okay, so if you've got a question, pop it down. You might just make the video. I'll do as many as I can within a short time frame, and try and timestamp it too for the names that get picked. Yeah, all right. Enjoy, guys. Brace yourselves, and honestly, just enjoy the energies. Not easy at the moment, a lot's going on, but these changes have to happen. It is for the best, whether we see that now or not. Everything that's happening is for all of our higher goods. All right, so acknowledge what's being brought up in your life. Yeah, career, money, acknowledge it all. Face it for yourself, call your own bullshit, and make those internal changes, and slow and steady, and write it out. Manifestation in writing is the power there. Okay, just going through those changes and thought, it's still manifesting, but it's not amplifying it. So get serious about what you want, where you're going. Know your worth and reevaluate. All right, bye guys.